decision to join me for today's day 2 workout in our 4-week program, Sweat Smart. So today's workout is a low impact cardio HIIT workout. And what that means, low impact means no jumping. Cardio means we're gonna get our heart rate elevated, work our cardiovascular system. And HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. And all that means is that we're working in a block of time with a rest portion of time that's half the rate, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So we're gonna work for 35 seconds and we're gonna have 15 seconds to rest versus taking a longer rest. We keep our heart rate elevated throughout the workout. So this workout has a warm-up, a cool-down, and the workout portion, which is 10 exercises, body weight exercises, that we're going to do once. We're going to take a 45-second break, and then we're going to repeat all 10 one more time. The only piece of equipment I suggest that you have for this workout is a mat. If you don't have a mat, you can use a towel, and there's only one exercise where we're going to be down on the ground, and I will show you an alternative in case you're not getting down on the ground today. All right, guys, we're going to start with the same warm-up that we started our workout with on Monday, or whatever day you did, day 1. It is a dynamic warm-up that is designed to get the blood flowing, the muscles warm, the joints warm, our brain warm, so that we can perform at our best in the workout. I'm going to hit the timer, and we have 35 seconds of those knee drives with arm swings. So you're marching in place, driving the knee up, and then opening and closing the arms like you're giving yourself a hug. If you bring your thumbs to face up, it's a nice chest opener. I know I say this a lot if you've worked out with me. We tend to hunch ourselves over equipment or electronics all day long, and any opportunity to open the chest is always really nice. Good for our posture. Okay, the next move is going to be a step jack. So we start with feet about hip width distance apart. Tap the toes out to the side. All right, join me. And then bring the arms up overhead. If it's too much for you to bring the arms up overhead, you're just going to bring them out to shoulder height as you tap the toes out to the side. Inhaling as you come up to center and exhaling as you step and bring the arms overhead. And the reason we exhale on the work is because it naturally begins to engage our core. Okay, come to one end of your mat if you have one, and we're going to take 2 steps laterally to the right with bent arm lateral raises, and then 2 steps back to the left. It's important to move laterally in our workouts. We move laterally in real life, and since we're training for life in our workouts, it's smart to include all planes of motion in those workouts. So the 3 planes of motion are front to back movement. Think running, lunging, squatting, lateral movement, and then twisting movement. Okay, the next move that we have is a butt kick with a row. So bring your palms out, shoulder height, and then you're gonna kick your glute your heel to your glute as you pull those elbows back and hug the shoulder blades together. Inhale as you reach forward, and then exhale as you kick and squeeze. If the breathing doesn't work for you, I want you to breathe in a way that you can sustain the movement. Okay, it's just a little seed I'm planting in your head. Okay, and then the last move is a heel tap and press, and we're going to focus on that breath a little bit more. So as you tap and press, exhale, inhale back, tap and press, exhale, inhale back. And as you exhale, think about blowing out the birthday candles. All right, last 8 seconds of our warm up here, and then we're gonna have about 45 seconds to grab a sip of water if you need, catch your breath a little bit, and then I want you to bring your fingertips to your belly. So we have 45 seconds now. Take an inhale, notice everything expand, and then exhale. And notice the contraction. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about core engagement. Inhale. Exhale, okay? So the first of our 10 moves is gonna be that step jack that we did in our warm-up. I want you to continue to walk around if you're not already ready for the next for the step jacks. And then go ahead and bring your feet hip-width distance apart, and at the bell, we're gonna get started. We have 35 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. So whenever we have a rest period, if you feel like you don't need it, you don't have to take it. You can walk around, you can do squats, you can do whatever feels right to you. But when we have a rest period, if you feel like you don't need it, it means that you've conserved energy in the work. So maybe we need to step up the work a little bit too. Okay, so next we have a high knee press. So we're gonna bring palms to the knee as we drive the knee up. And I want you to think about the knee coming up rather than you hunching forward to bring your palms down to your knee. Okay? So this replaces a boring old crunch on your back because we are working our abs here as we stop the palm from slamming into the knee and the knee from slamming into the palm. If you like crunches, I don't want to, put any shade on them. Okay, next move is fun. We're gonna do punches. So find a bend in your knees, bring your fists in front of your face, and we're gonna step one foot out to the side. Okay, join me, like we did in those step jacks. And then we're gonna punch and snap the elbow back. Keeping the fists at eye or nose level. So this first round through, we're learning all the moves. And the next round through, we're gonna get to go pedal to the metal. All right, next we have a side-to-side squat. So you're gonna start at the center of the mat, step out to the right, squat, come up to stand, step out to the left, come up to stand. All right, let's go. Like we're sitting in that imaginary chair. Press through your heels to come up. And remember that you squeeze your buns and keep them directly over your heels. What I don't want is when we come up to thrust the hips forward, all that's gonna do is wreak havoc on our low back. And it's however fast you can move with good form. Okay, now we have a repeater. In our last workout, we did split squats. So my right foot is forward, right knee over the heel. Give the booty a squeeze on that right side and feel the quad, which is this big muscle in the upper leg, and the glute, the booty, turn on as you drive that left knee in. If it's too much to float it, you can tap the left toes next to the right. Just keep pressing into that right heel and into the full pinky edge of that right foot. We don't want that knee collapsing inward. Okay, two sides of the body. We're going to do that on the opposite side. So left foot planted, take a big step back with the right foot. Think railroad tracks for the feet. And then look in front of you. If you were wearing a name tag, I would be able to see it. And yes, your chest is leaning a little bit forward, but I want you to sit back into that left heel. So the left toes are on the mat, but more of the weight is in the heel. That really fires the glute, the booty on that side. So that's called a repeater. All right, up next is a fun one. Fast feet or fire feet or footballers. Feet are hip width distance apart, athletic bend in the knees. Imagine that the mat is lava. You don't want those feet catching on fire. You gotta go fast. And you can do big arm swings, or you can do these A swings with your elbows right at your rib cage. Either way, everything's shaking, and it's supposed to, and I want you to be okay with that. All right, how fast can you go? I bet you can go a little faster. Faster, 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 faster. Now put a smile on your face for the last 10 seconds. I dare you. All right, next, catch your breath. We have skater lunges. Bring your feet wide, all 10 toes face forward. This is like that lateral squat we did in the last workout. Arms out like a T. Sit back into one heel. Bend that knee like you're sitting down into a tiny imaginary chair on that side. And then come up through center. If the arms are too much, you can just bring your hands in front of your chest. And if that's too much, bring your hands to your hips. Just keep your chest proud. If you were wearing a name tag, I would see it. Okay, we have opposite knee to opposite elbow. Bring your arms like a goalpost. And we're gonna do it that way. So chest stays open. And again, knee comes towards the elbow. Like they aren't touching, they're just working in the general direction. Not scrunching down, bringing the elbow to the knee. So this is also a core move. Actually, every single one of these moves is a core move. They're all very functional. All right, we have one more move. We're down here on our mat in a plank. If you're not coming down on your mat, you're doing a plank pressing against the wall. If you are coming down, join me. Tuck your toes, extend your legs long. Shoulders are directly over the wrists. Fingers are pointing away from one another, not turned in towards one another. Think corkscrewing your palms into the mat here. Like screwing jar lids into the mat. And then lift that spot between your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. You're looking forward towards the horizon. Pull your palms back towards your toes, and then pull your toes forward towards your palms. Woo! Okay, come down to your knees for a second. How are you feeling? That was round one. We have one more. So in 5 seconds, we're gonna hear a timer, and that means we have 45 seconds to rest, to drink water. If you feel towards the end of those 45 seconds like you don't need a rest, you can get started in those step jacks, which are going to be our first move again, or you can do squats on your mat. Okay, we're at about the 30-second point. Or you could always fast forward to when the next circuit starts, okay? That's the beauty of a recorded workout. But remember, high intensity interval training means that we're working so hard that we need these rest breaks. Okay, we're on in 10 seconds. If you aren't already doing step jacks, join me in the middle of your mat, feet hip width distance apart, arms down by your side, and then step and bring the hands overhead. This round, we're going a little bit faster because we're done at the end of this round. Don't let your core off the hook. Can you go just the slightest bit faster? Bet you can. Last 5 seconds, and we get a 15-second break. Let's go. All right. So now we have that high knee press. My invitation to you is to move a little bit faster. But if you start to move faster and you feel like it isn't safe, I want you to bring it back. Remember, driving those knees up and then slamming the fists or the palms, not fists, towards the knees to really activate the core and use the core to stop the palms before they slam down onto the knees. Okay, here's where we're gonna punch. Feet hip width distance apart, slight bend in those knees, fists together, facing each other, thumbs back towards you, eye level with the fists. Exhale, thumb down, snap it back. So as the fist extends to punch, the thumb goes down. And then keep the opposite hand in front of your face to keep you safe. So definitely feeling this in the booty and in the core, especially the obliques, which are the muscles that run along the side of our torso. Okay, next we have those wide step squats. So we're gonna start center of the mat. Oh, hair in my mouth. Feet hip width distance apart. Does that happen to anybody else? I swear I shed so much I don't know how I have any hair. And we're gonna take a big step out to the right, squat down, come to center, step left, come to center. So your range of motion in your squat might be about halfway down into that chair, and that's fine. Eventually you'll be able to come all the way down below 90 degrees. Think about pulling the mat apart with your heels at the bottom of your squat and then keeping that tension as you squeeze your buns and come up to stand. All right, repeaters. So step the left foot back, hip width distance between the feet, 90-degree bend in the right knee, squeeze the right glute, and then drive the left knee forward. So the low abs are working here as well to drive the knee in. And as the left knee comes up, the right hand goes forward. Remember, you can always tap those left toes at the front of the mat. So this front right leg is burning right now. It's supposed to be. It is supposed to be. Okay, shake out the right leg. I'm gonna move my mat over. We're gonna do the same thing on the left. Left foot flat. Step the right foot back. We're on the tippy toes on the right. Squeeze the left glute. Make sure that left knee isn't caving in, and then look forward. Don't look down. Nothing for us down there. Everything that we need is right here in front of us. Not behind us, not below us, just looking straight out. Straight out at notice where you started and how much progress you've made, but don't spend too much time back there. It's in the past. Okay, now we have fast feet footballers. Catch your breath. Whew, my heart rate's up. All right, athletic stance in the knees, which means that there's a slight bend in the knees. And then the lower you go, the more difficult it is. And then the faster you go, the lower it is. It makes it even more difficult. Like that ground is lava. Woo, feel the burn. Feels so good. Okay, keep going. Last 5 seconds. You've got this. Don't stop now. I know you've got it. I'm right here with you. Woo! Catch your breath. Step side to side for a second. Don't put your head down. Okay. Skater lunges. Feet wider than hip width distance apart. Arms out like a T. And then we're skating from side to side. I can see your name tag, right? You weren't looking down at your shoes. I know. I catch myself looking down sometimes too. I'm going to keep that chest proud, collarbones spread wide. If anybody ever tells you you need to jump to get your heart rate up, direct them here to this video. Okay, knee to elbow, scarecrow arms, and then twisting elbow and knee towards one another. Keeping the elbows shoulder height. They're snuggled back. The shoulders are snuggled back into their sockets. So we have one exercise after this and our cool down. I'd love to hear what you thought in the comments below. Okay, back to the plank. So if you're standing, you are pressing into that wall in front of you, just like you're pressing into the mat if you're on the ground. All right, tuck the toes under, press the mat away, pull your shoulders back away from your ears. Remember, gaze is forward and on the ground in front of you. It keeps your neck in line with the rest of your spine. Pull your belly button back towards your spine. Pull your toes forward. Squeeze your buns. You're not actually moving your toes forward, you're imagining. But that engages your quadriceps and lifts your kneecaps. Okay. Come down to your knees, friends. It's time for our cool down. Get a sip of water if you need it. And at the bell, we're going to come into a child's pose. So what that is, knees wide, big toes to touch. Sit your hips back on your heels and walk your fingertips forward. Bring your forehead down to the mat and take some deep breaths here. We're going to be in our child's pose for 45 seconds, and the rest of our stretching moves are 35 seconds. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose and make a sound as you exhale. Let go of all that heat in your body. All right, come up to a tabletop, hands and knees, and we're going to flow into some cat-cows. So as you inhale, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone, and exhale, cat pose. Press the mat away like you're a scaredy cat, a Halloween cat. Inhale, cow pose, belly melts towards the mat, the collarbones spread wide. And exhale, cat. Try to look back towards your belly button as you press your shins into the mat. Okay, now we're going to walk ourselves back onto our feet. We're gonna straighten our legs, and we're just gonna hang over our legs in what's called a ragdoll pose, hooking opposite thumb to opposite elbow. And then tuck your tailbone under and slowly come up. And we're going to take our right arm across our body, dropping the shoulder down away from the ear, reaching the fingers out towards the left. I hope you can see how sweaty I am. Might not be jumping, but we're definitely working up a sweat. And I hope you're proud of yourself for working up that sweat. It's not easy to jump into something new. All right, we're gonna do that on the other side. So shake out your shoulders and then cross the left arm across the body, thumb facing up. I'm kind of rocking side to side. You don't have to. You can just stand straight up and tall. Coming back to your breath, heart rate should be slowing down. And then we're going to come into a hamstring stretch here. So bending the left leg, extending the right, sitting back. So I mentioned at the beginning of the workout and our warm-up that those were dynamic moves. And that means that we're moving our muscles. We're not holding a static stretch. At the end of a workout, when your body is warm, is the time for a static stretch. So stretching those hamstrings. If you need to come back up to stand, you can come back up to stand and then come back into the stretch. So looking forward and then coming back up, shake out the left leg, and we have one more stretch. We're going to do that on the right, or on the left rather, and the left leg is going to extend this time. So heel extends. You can reach your fingertips forward, or you can keep them on your hips, but again, chest open, shoulder blades looped down into their sockets. I hope you can drop me a comment below. Let me know where you joined us from. Thank you, friends. I appreciate you spending your time with me. I will see you back here on Friday or whenever you take the next class for our beginner vinyasa yoga flow. I'm really excited for you guys to do that one with me. See you soon. Take good care. Bye.